Meeting to order, and let's see, first on the agenda is the consent agenda. Any questions on it?
Move to approve. Second.
Proper motion, properly seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt. Next item, we're on the regular agenda. The first item, Mr. Marshall.
There have been no requests for public comment. I would like to state that there has been a note and a revision in how the items on the agenda will be presented. Since the Department of Transportation has delegated their presenter, their item on page 6 will come after the Department of General Services item on page 8. The Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency has asked to defer their project on page 7 to a future meeting.
All righty. Without objection, that's done. On the first item, Tennessee Tech.
Yes, sir. The Tennessee Tech will present one item, and President Phil Oldham will be here to present that item.
Good to see you, President.
Good to see you, Mr. Governor. Good to see you. Appreciate the opportunity and more all the commission here to request approval of project and proceeding with the process to select designer for utility infrastructure. This is a multi-phase project. We're asking for permission to start phase 1, it's $2.5 million, but we need to keep the same designer throughout the entire project. And so that's what we're coming for today, to make sure that we can keep the same designer, because it's we don't want this done by committee over multiple years. So appreciate your approval of that.
Any questions?
Second.
Proper motion, properly seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt.
Thank you.
The next item is for the University of Tennessee, and President Randy Boyd will present.
President Boyd, good to see you.
Good to see you as well, Governor. Good morning, Governor, members of the commission. The University of Tennessee has 2 items to present today. Our first request is on page 4, and it's the approval of a revision in project funding associated with the College of Medicine and Interdisciplinary Building project in Memphis. This adds funding for fiscal year 26-27 line item in the capital budget and fully funds the project. We request your approval.
I'll move to approve.
That's a proper motion, properly seconded. Any questions? See none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt.
Thank you. And our second request on page 5 is for the approval of a pre-development agreement for a public-private partnership associated with a P3 development project in Knoxville. This project will replace Reese, North Carrick, and South Carrick with new residence halls, totaling approximately 1,570 new beds. The project will also provide 12 40-person classrooms. The potential liability under PDA is $20,070,241. We request your approval.
Second.
That's a proper motion, properly seconded. Any questions? See none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item is for the Department of General Services, and Commissioner Andy Kidd will present this item.
Good morning, members. We have one item for your consideration and approval on today's agenda. The proposed rates before you today have been developed in accordance with the methodology outlined in SBC policy. The rate increase is a necessary measure to maintain safe, efficient, and compliant spaces for our state workforce and the citizens they serve. And with that, I respectfully request the State Building Commission's approval of the proposed lease rate adjustments for the Facilities Revolving Fund under SBC Policy 1401.
Yes, you're recognized.
Good morning, Commissioner. Thank you. Is this your maiden voyage with us?
It is.
All right. Welcome, welcome. So, hey, if you would give us a perspective on the last time the non-Davidson areas FERC was increased, FERC rate was increased.
I might have to defer to a friend on this
I
one.
apologize if I caught you off guard with that, but I think the time is significant. We get somebody up here just to give us that information.
Yeah.
Governor.
Yes, without objection.
Good morning, members. Michael Winston, I'm the fiscal officer for the Department of General Services and fiscal officer for the Facilities Revolving Fund. We've raised the Davidson County FERC rate several times over the years. The last time, I believe, was in 21 or 22. We've not adjusted the county rates or the other office space rates in over 10 years.
Well, when you say 10, is it closer to 20?
I'd have to confirm a specific number. I know I've been with General Services 14 years. I've been the fiscal officer for the last 5. So I can confirm that it's been at least 10 years, but I have to go back.
I just
further
want to
for
email
that.
the members of the body that when you get back.
I'll be
Is that
glad to.
okay?
That'd
Yes,
be very
thanks, sir.
good.
Thank you.
Can I kind of follow up on that?
Yes. Commissioner,
Thank
you're
you. Just a
recognized.
question, and it's really more of a statement than anything else. And it's going back to the budgeting process, maybe we need to look at this. If it's been over 10 years and we're only increasing by $1, I'm pretty confident the rates have increased by more than that. And so I would just encourage us to look at what does that really need to look like in order to get our actual costs aligned with what we're charging for that. Because as you know, we've had these discussions where we run into issues along the way when those costs don't align.
Yes,
So
sir.
thank
Thank you.
If I may, I'd just like to echo those comments. I mean, I think my point was just, it's been a long time. The private sector certainly wouldn't operate that way. So
Right.
thank you.
Thank you. There's been a motion and a second. Any further questions? I see none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is for the Department of Transportation and Bureau Chief of Operations, Joe Deering, will present the item.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Joe Deering. I'm here representing Commissioner Reed, who is taking off today, who is taking his oldest child to for her first semester of college. So wish him luck today. As you know, Governor Lee's 26-27 budget represented a one-time investment of $165 million for rest area and welcome center renovation and replacements. We are here today and excited to present our plan for replacing 5 welcome centers, 4 rest areas, and renovating 9 welcome centers and 5 rest areas. We have worked closely with Stream and the Department of Tourism to develop a data-driven approach on which rest areas and welcome centers get replaced or renovated. We're here to request approval, and we're happy to answer any questions.
Move to approve.
That's a proper motion, properly seconded. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks for being here. I'm really excited about this project. I've wanted to do this for a while.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm very excited that you're doing this. I am interested in how this plan comes together. I'm thrilled that you're working with tourism, that you all are lockstep on this. I think that's exactly what needs to happen.
Yes, sir.
When you get but I would like, I kind of like to, when you kind of get how that money is going to be allocated, would you mind sharing that with my office, please?
Yes, sir. Yes,
That'd be
sir.
very
We'll-
helpful.
We're about to finish up the plan, and we'll pull that together and get it over to you.
Great. Thank you.
Further questions? See none. The rest centers, they operate on gas tax revenue or is it separate?
No, sir. There, yes, sir. I'm sorry. The operating comes from our gas tax revenue
But the capital comes from
from
budget allocation?
from the budget allocation. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. Adopt.
The next item is for the Department of Environment and Conservation, and Deputy Commissioner Brian Clifford will present the item.
Good morning, Lieutenant Governor, Secretary,
morning.
Treasurer, Commissioner. Thanks for having us. For us, this is a somber yet celebratory moment. Hurricane Helene devastated East Tennessee, and for David Crockett Birthplace State Park, completely wiped it out. We've spent the last almost 2 years going through a robust planning process, sought appropriations. Governor Lee had put it in his budget. The General Assembly has appropriated almost over $49 million. And thanks to the treasurer, we have about $12 million in insurance proceeds to completely rebuild David Crockett Birthplace State Park. And the department's here today asking for your approval of that project. It's on page 9 for us to proceed and go ahead and get the process of selecting a designer to reconstruct the park, which will include a visitor center, RV campground, pavilions, restroom and bathhouse facilities, the roads, trails, the playground, park amenities, all the supporting infrastructure, including wastewater treatment plant and all other required work. And we ask for your approval
Move
of
to
that project.
approve.
That's a proper motion, properly seconded. Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, nay. You adopt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next
Yeah.
3 items for the commission are from the Tennessee Board of Regents, and Executive Director Dick Tracy will present these items.
Good morning, Governor,
Mr.
members.
Tracy, good to see you.
Our first item is for the approval of a project for design only and proceeding with the process to select a designer and utilize the construction manager, general contractor, alternative delivery method. And this is for a new student life village facility at East Tennessee State University.
Do we have a
Yeah,
motion?
I'll move it.
Properly moved and seconded. Any questions? Hear none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Thank you.
You adopt.
Our next item is for the approval of the master plan for Jackson State Community College. Mr. Chair, please recognize in attendance President Carol Austin to present the master plan, be available to answer any questions.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Lieutenant Governor and members of the commission. I'm respectfully requesting your approval of the Jackson State Community College Facilities Master Plan. Jackson State's mission is to provide accessible learning opportunities to strengthen communities, enhance lives, and empower students. Over the past 3 years, Jackson State has experienced tremendous success, resulting in numerous local, state, and national awards, including being named the TBR Community College of the Year this year. We serve 10 counties in West Tennessee and operate 4 campuses within that service area. The main campus is in Jackson, Madison County, along with campuses in Trenton, Gibson County, Lexington, Henderson County, and Savannah, Hardin County. Enrollment dropped during the pandemic and after the pandemic. However, since fall 2023, enrollment has significantly increased and has led the state in the percentage increase of total enrollment, fall-to-fall enrollment, including first-time freshmen and dual enrollment. This fall 2026 enrollment is expected to surpass our pre-COVID numbers. And as of yesterday, our FTE is 68% higher than it was in fall 2023. Or it was 65% for FTE and 68% for our head count. We have added over 1,700 students during that time. The population of our 10 counties are expected to grow by an average of 10%, with Madison County, our largest county, expected to grow by 13%. Our priority for this master plan is to replace several of our older buildings to allow for growth, efficiency of operations, upgraded safety and security, and the addition of new services and programs. First, our library building would be demolished, and on that site, we would construct a new classroom building that has an integrated learning commons, which would provide mental health services, academic supports like tutoring, and study spaces. And the classroom building would support our workforce training and all of our general education courses, and every student that is on Jackson State's campus must take classes in that classroom building. Once the new combined classroom and learning commons building is finished, we would demolish the current classroom building and replace that with a new STEM building. Once that new STEM building has been constructed, we would demolish the current STEM building and replace that with a new academic building that is based on our current workforce needs and our enrollment needs at that time. Because of the sequencing of the demolish and then construct a new building on that site, we would not need to utilize trailers or interrupt student learning during that time. These are photos of our Jackson campus. On the top, you'll see some of our older buildings like the library and classroom building and the science building that we are looking to replace, along with our nursing center that is one of our newer buildings that was constructed in 2015. In addition to the need for a space, you'll see that we are running out of space for our labs and our study spaces, as well as spaces for students and offices. The classrooms, it does look like there are sufficient classrooms based on this. However, that does not take into a consideration of many of our smaller classrooms that we just cannot use because they do not provide a great learning environment for students because of interrupted sight lines and this constraint of the size of those classrooms. So even this fall, we are running out of space for our current applications and requests for enrollment. We were wanting to replace those to have increased efficiencies of operation, but also for safety and security. Our older buildings do not have sprinkler systems, and they also are not rated for any seismic activity. And we are operating on some backup electrical grids as well. So we're trying to prevent some future failure of our current buildings as well. This is a a map of our main campus in Jackson. So you'll see on the left top-hand corner, K is our McWhirter building, which is undergoing renovation starting in the spring of 2027. We are working with Jackson Madison County School Systems to locate an early college high school on our campus in the McWhirter Center. That will bring an additional 400 students to campus, and those dual enrollment students will take classes in the classroom building as well as our new STEM building. You'll see on the bottom left, that is where there's a potential land acquisition of 35 acres that are mostly industrial warehouse. And so as those spaces became available, the college may consider purchasing those for future expansions. And you'll see the sequencing on the right of where we currently have our library building, where it is The new Learning Commons and Classroom site will be located there, which is where F is on the left-hand side. And then we would continue to, or E, and then we continue to I and then to J. And so that loop there is where we would replace our current buildings. And our Gibson County campus, we own a small building currently in the middle of a high school, the Peabody High School campus. And so we own that building along with the land that's in that yellow box. However, due to its location on the high school campus, we are not able to expand that building or expand that campus. And so the college would need to purchase land and build a campus somewhere else in Gibson County to continue to serve them. And then our Lexington campuses are campuses that we lease from the city and county in Lexington and Savannah. And so there we would have site improvements only, which would include our sidewalks, our signage, our lighting, and the interior furniture type of upgrades for those campuses. And this is a summary of our project costs that are in this master plan. These buildings are necessary for us to continue to serve West Tennessee, to continue to add new programs and meet the workforce needs. And without them, it would be very difficult for us to do that. So I will entertain any questions that you may have.
I'll move to approve.
Proper motion, properly seconded, discussion.
Do you want us to ask you some questions?
I am happy to answer them if you would like.
Good answer.
How do y'all interact with the Memphis State campus at Lambeth? Isn't that fairly close by?
Yes, we are close to the Memphis Lambeth campus and work very well with Executive Director Jeannie Miles that is there. And so we try to do some articulation agreements and make sure that we partner for students who want to continue on to their four-year degree.
Do they still offer the freshman and sophomore courses?
They do, yes.
But y'all offer them also?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. Any further questions? See none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our final item is for the approval of the master plan for Motlow State Community College. Mr. Chair, please recognize in attendance President Michael Torrance to present the master plan and is available to answer any questions after the presentation.
It is still morning, so good morning to you all. Pleasure to see you, sir. Motlow State's master plan is focused on what the state needs over the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That has to do with stewardship, economic development, and making sure that we prepare students for the economic opportunities that are ahead. Our vision is pretty simple, but our mission is the most important. Our goal is to simply transform lives. So with this master plan, next slide, please. We'll walk you through some needs that we have. I'm ready. Next slide, please. I'll take the clicker, though. I have one. This one. All right, I'm in control. As you can see here, Motlow stretches over 11 county service area, southern middle Tennessee. Our focus in those counties is very specific. The community and technical college system of Tennessee, the Tennessee Board of Regents, is very entrenched in focusing on the businesses and the industry that are in the local parentis. So our focus stretches from advanced manufacturing, robotics, aviation, the food industry, and some of the more interesting programs like distilling are tied to our success. Over the course of the blip, because I don't like saying the word, I would just say that we experienced a non-excusable decrease in enrollment. But we countered that with adjusting to the needs of our citizens in Tennessee by providing access to electronic content, digital content, and having people roll through our campuses. We are on the upward trajectory. As of being this morning, we're up about 1.7% day to day versus last year. We had 6,060 students last fall, and we expect to see 6,250 this fall. Our priorities this year, specifically, the most important is adjacent to the Smyrna campus, which is in Rutherford County, our fastest growing location within our service area. We're looking to add a 100,000 square foot building to support the needs of the workforce, as well as training, and one of the biggest educational LEA systems in the state of Tennessee, Rutherford County Schools. Although the language that you will hear over and over when people are looking for building additions, it is nuclear, it is cyber, it is IT, it is AI, and is advanced manufacturing. These are our focal areas across our entire footprint. The McMinnville building expansion is really going to be tied to the expansion of forestry and ag and sustainability, linked to expansion of people needing space to do the work that's necessary to support students in the community. And then lastly, in the Moore County campus, between Huntsville and the Nashville area, we don't have a space large enough to hold graduation. For the last 4 years, we've held 8,000, 10,000 folks at the Murphy Center in Rutherford County. Our goal is to meet the needs of that group as a center location for workforce development, engagement with the community on a broader scale, specifically 50 Stories, 50 Stops. So it's a literacy initiative where we go to 50 schools over the course of the year and engage not just the literacy of reading, but the advancement of technological applications. Our Tennesseans don't need to just learn to read, write, and arithmetic. We need to learn how to build an ecosystem, and those skill sets start early, 3rd grade. The Smyrna campus, excuse me. As you can see over the next several years, the next decade or so, adding space here is going to be integral not only to the success of that community, but to Southern Middle Tennessee. We are a touch point for business and industry looking to relocate up and along down the 840 corridor that continues to add business and industry currently. The building that you see before you in 2005, this is the Art Walker building, our smallest footprint, roughly 10 to 12,000 square feet. And then 2013, we add the Mary Lou Apple building. And then most recently in 2019, the Smyrna largest footprint with the Heights of Ivy building. The next building will focus again on workforce development. I can't stress that enough. We need more space, like everyone needs more space to meet the needs of Tennesseans. Currently, as you can see on this module, Building 1 and Building 2, the next building would be Building 1, which would be the 100,000 square foot building. Building 2, as you can see to the left, is the existing space of the Art Walker building. That's the smallest building, which would need to be annexed, torn down, and reconstituted at a later date, with the space being at number 2, which would probably be 90 to 120,000 square foot. That would give us a campus location that would be walkable. What you cannot see is to the right of this, there is quite a lot of building going up and down Sam Ridley Parkway, very similar to the Nashville open air shopping and recreational spaces. This will be good for business and industry, and our students will work in those spaces. The McMinnville campus, specifically just office space, over the last 7 years, we've added roughly 20,000 square feet for advanced robotics, mechatronics, and welding. The adjacent TCAT building, we thank you from the Tennessee Board of Regents for blessing us with that project. But we just want to add some space for offices to make way for helping the nursery industry in that area, as well as aviation. The Moore County campus, our home campus, as we like to say, closest to Lynchburg and the Alabama border. We're looking at the addition of classrooms, not just computer labs, but as we talk about quantum, which is a word I haven't used yet, it's going to be important to us to have workforce opportunities with MTSU. And because we're so close to UAH and NASA, those are parts of our service area with reciprocity in Madison County, as well as of University of Tennessee of the South, or UT Southern, excuse me. I keep calling it the South. We missed out on an opportunity to have adjacent land that you see to the left of the baseball field. We have some partners that I think they're going to purchase that space, and they're thinking of adding housing for the community that the students may take advantage of. But as you can see on the right-hand slide, the Nisbet Center, our Cooper World Arena, adding space that would make need an open area for workforce training, community engagement, and such is very important. The Fayetteville campus, at this point, even though 8,000 to 10,000 Tennesseans drive across the border to go to work, we haven't seen the swell go backwards yet. We expect to see more business and industry choose Fayetteville, Lincoln County, and Winchester to build businesses. At that time, we'd come back to look for additional space, but currently just upgrades to classrooms, making it more modern and integrate into what we do every day. So summary, our projected cost for our most needed area is the Smyrna campus, coming into the tune of $92.4 million, as you can see. And that concludes my presentation, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Questions?
I have one if I may.
Yes.
President Torrance.
Dr. Torrance, you mentioned Quantum down at the Moore County Tullahoma campus. And you mentioned the working with MTSU,
Yes, sir.
also your proximity to UAH. Have you been talking to EPB in
Yes, sir.
Chattanooga?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Specifically Evan Freeman. Yes, sir.
Okay, good deal. And just, I think with the proximity to the AEDC, I mean, I just think that's a natural for y'all to be figuring out how to play a role in that.
Agreed. And we're excited about having to have partners such as MTSU and the four institutions that can pick up a lot of the cost, and we get to help with the technician component of that.
Further questions?
I'll move approval if I haven't already.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded, and before we vote, I would hope on the Smyrna campus building that you consider possibly naming that for former Senator Jim Tracy,
Sir.
who was a great advocate of community colleges and education in general.
Excellent suggestion, sir. And when we do that, we hope that you can join us.
I'd be happy to.
Okay, thank you.
Probably won't be speaker, but I'd be happy to. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt. Mr. Marshall, next items.
All right, the next item for the commission is request approval of the minutes of the State Building Commission meeting held on July 9th, 2026.
Move approval.
That's a proper motion, properly seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. You adopt.
The next item is a request to report items approved by the Office of the State Architect in accordance with SBC bylaws, policies, and procedures, including 10 change orders, 3 sole source procurements, 1 disposal easement, 1 capital improvement with a total project cost of less than $100,000, 8 capital improvements with a total project cost of $100,000 to $1 million, 4 revisions in funding with no change in total project budget, 2 acquisitions of land, 1 disposal of easement, and 6 designer additional services as submitted by Stream. Those are the items.
Any questions on those? Hear none. I deem those reports received. Next item.
We have no further business for the commission, sir.
Without objection, we stand in adjournment. Thank you.
So not Larry Tracy.